Everyone, so in this video, I'm going to explain to you how you can make a chatbot on Outgrow. And particularly what I'll be talking about in this video is a pricing bot, which is a chatbot that you would normally see on the pricing page of any website that's selling any kind of product or service. Because sometimes when customers are on the pricing page, they see all these different plans or all these different products, and they're not really sure which one is the most fitting for them. So they might want to get in touch with someone, or they might want to have some questions answered, and in this case, mostly it's a set of standard questions that they're going to ask. So, it's something you would see in the frequently asked questions section. But you can convert all of that data into a single chatbot which can engage with your customers and direct them towards a particular plan or product that they're looking for. So once you're in your Outgrow dashboard, all you need to do is to head to the chatbot section here, and then you click on select a template. And currently we've just put one chatbot here to do an explanatory video, but you'd see tons of chatbots for a whole host of things that you can do on your website or on any other web page. So you just need to check this back later, and you'd find around like 50 or 60 chatbot templates here. So first of all, you can preview this chatbot to see whether it actually fits your needs or whether you want to use some other template. So as you can see here, hey there, got a question on our pricing plans. This is showing you the chatbot in a full screen mode, but the chatbot would normally be on the right-hand side of your screen on your website, and it would open as a pop-up. But just in the preview, we're just showing you a full screen mode of it. So you just click on yes, for instance. I'm just going to run through it so that you get an idea of what this chatbot is about. What brings you here? So yes, I'm thinking of buying a plan. So for instance, if you pick this, so if they have any message, they can leave it here, and then they can just leave their details and everything here. And once they do that, they'll be redirected to the outcome of the chatbot, where you can either have a particular call to action directing them somewhere, or you can let them know that someone will be in touch with them based on the information that they've provided. So this is that. Once you have decided whether you want to use this chatbot or not, you can just click on use layout here. And what this will do is it'll directly open it up in your builder. Now, as soon as you enter the builder, as you can see, there are these basic pointers about how to function in the builder here. So you can edit the page from here, you can manage lead generation from here, edit layout settings from here, and add more questions from here. And always remember to publish your chatbot once you've finished designing it. And if you need any more help, you can always click on this question icon here. So as I've explained in other videos as well, the easiest way to edit anything on the Outgrow Builder is to just focus your attention on this section here in the center. So if you want to edit, say, if you scroll down, you will see the entire chatbot's build here. And say if you want to edit a particular text somewhere in this chatbot, say you want to edit this text here. So you just click on it, and on your right hand side, it'll immediately open up the section where you can edit the text. So here's that text, and I can just edit it or change this option and write something else here. Depends on what options or what plans you have. So that's that. And again, in here, if you wanted to add more options, then you can do it using this add option button here. Or if you wanted to delete options, you can also do it from here. Same thing. You can change the question that the chatbot is asking through here. In the chatbot, as you can see, there are like two lines here. Instead of saying instead of all of it being in like a single line, which you could have had as well, it seems more chatty if you actually have this in two separate little bubbles. And you can do that by just simply pressing enter on this. So if you press enter, it just makes two things, and it just seems like someone is talking to you, so it gives the impression of it being a chatbot. So there's that. You can have you can have one, two, three, four, five types of questions, including text input. So I think there's an example of text input right here. So in this section, the chatbot actually asks you which plan or features would you like to upgrade to, and if there is something that the client particularly wants to have in his product, then he can just like, it's better to have a text input section because then he can give a detailed feedback on what he exactly wants. But if you only have certain features that one can upgrade to, then you can just have like a multi-select option where you have feature one and feature two listed, and you can keep adding more features. And your client can then just choose as many of these that he wants to upgrade to. And once he's picked these, then you can later get in touch with him and say, well, based on the options that you've picked, I think this is the best plan for you. Or if it's really simple and you don't even think there's any need for anyone to get in touch with the client, if you can actually just like based on these options, give him a particular outcome of what plan he should choose, you can go ahead and do that as well. And for that, you just need to establish a logic jump. So you can just say, if uh, if the answer to question three is equal to, say, option one, then lead to outcome one. Then you add another condition, which you can do by clicking here. That as if the answer is equal to option two, it only shows option here because I've not named the options, but this is option one, option two, option three. Then say you go to outcome two, and so on and so forth. So you can actually directly redirect your clients based on what features they want, and show them which upgrade is going to be the best for them. So you can figure that all out in the logic jump section here, and you can just open logic jumps from right here. If you just hover your cursor over this, then you can actually have logic jump right here. So that's that. So as I've shown you, here's the multi-select option where each feature can be displayed, and the user can select multiple of them, multiple options. And then there's single select, of course, if you want to choose that. And then there's the option to also leave a rating. So in this case, the question could be, how satisfied are you with the previous software upgrade, or how satisfied are you with the previous purchase, or how satisfied are you with this chatbot? So you can have any kind of question here that the user can leave a rating for. And again, once the user leaves a rating, in this case, I'm asking him to leave out of a 5-star rating, but you can also change the logos to any of these logos here. So I don't know, like, phones or anything that kind of suits. If you're like a company that manufactures cakes, for instance, just have like, slices of cake, a logo of slices of cake displayed here. So it's really up to you how you want to do it. And you can also increase the number of, this telephone symbol doesn't look so good. So you can also increase the number of stars that you have here in case you want to do that. And what you can do with this feature is, so say someone leaves you a 1-star rating, and you want to have a different outcome for someone who left you a 1-star rating as compared to someone who left you a 5-star rating. So for that, again, you can go to the logic jump and you can add a condition and say is equal to, now here you have answer or other value, or actually you can do, it's even better to do is less than or is greater than. So let's just say if the review they've left is less than 3 stars, then you lead them to a particular outcome. So you lead them to, say, outcome one, which you can, in which you give them a special offer, or in which you ask them to get in touch, or in which you have someone get in touch with them. So you can do that. Or also, like, instead of like directing them to an outcome, you can also direct them to the lead generation form, where you can ask them for their name, email, and phone number so that someone from your team can get in touch with them regarding the bad experience they've had because of which they left you a 3-star review. So as you can see, if the answer to this question is less than 3 stars, then go to lead generation form. In all other cases, you can just go to a default outcome or to some other question, because if the review is 4 or 5 stars, you'd have a different call to action for these people as compared to people who left you less than 3-star review. So as you can see, there's a lot you can do with these different kinds of questions that are present here. Another kind of question that's present is a date and time picker. So this kind of question you can have, so say you have, this is the lead generation form. So if someone gave a 3-star or 2-star, 1-star review, you redirected them to a lead generation form where they're like, enter your name, details, so that someone in our team can get in touch with you. In addition to this, what you can also have is a question uh, that allows these people to pick a particular date and time on which this is the option for showing time picker also. So on which they would like for someone from your customer team to get in touch with them. So this is literally this allows them to book an appointment with someone on your team. And this is not only for people who left you a bad review. You can have a date and time picker for so many chatbots in so many cases. Like, if someone is at your pricing page and they're not sure about what plan to buy, then you can just ask them their basic questions like, your company size, email, phone number, and then you can finally have a book an appointment question here, so that before someone from your team calls them, they're already aware of their data, like their company size, so they already know what kind of plan they're going to sell to this person. So you can do that. And in other chatbots, you can use the date and time picker. So for instance, there's a chatbot template in which you can uh, book an appointment or with the hairdressers, for instance. So if you're a hairdresser and you want to use a chatbot on your website to let people easily book an appointment with you, you can use this date and time picker, and they can easily do that from this. So that's that. So for the pricing paid chatbot, this template already takes care of most of the things. So all I've showed you here is how to edit it to include more question types and more options. So just the lead generation form. Let me just talk about that for a while. So the lead generation form allows you to ask for a full name, phone number, and it also validates phone numbers based on whether they are phone numbers. So that someone doesn't just enter random digits in there. So that, and then there's the option for email, and there's other options as well, location. So this might be important depending on your business. So for instance, if you have like education institute, so you provide language lessons at personal tutor language lessons to people at their homes. So you can ask them for their location, and based on their location, you can then have someone get in touch with them with a particular price range for that location. So you can have it's really up to you how you use all these options. So there's that. And once you have done all of this and decided what kind of questions and answers you have, you can go back and edit the homepage. So in the homepage, if you wanted to edit the display, so I've put a GIF in here for a pricing page, but you can replace it with your own particular image that you can upload from your computer, your own company's image or something, or you can use one of our presets here. So it's really up to you what image you want to use, and you can also change the title of the chatbot from here. And again, as you can see, if you press enter, it makes two bubbles and it seems more conversational than a single bubble. So you can do that. And the logo you can change. If you just click on the logo, it'll open the pop-up here from where you can add your own company's logo, and it'll show up on every single page of this chatbot. And so that's that for the welcome screen. And in the outcome section, you can, in addition to just having an image, you can also have a video explaining something, or it's really up to you. And make sure you also turn on I mean, it depends on the kind of chatbot you have, but in a lot of cases you might want to turn on the subscribe to social feeds, which would allow the people to like your Facebook page or follow you on Twitter or any other social media app. And similarly, you can have all these share and social media options that would allow the users to share their result with other people online. So you can do that, and you can change the uh, social share text right here. So you can edit these two sections, and that's that. And once you've done once you've done all of this, you can just go to mobile view and just give it a look whether it looks good on mobile, because a lot of people tend to access chatbots on mobile. So it's always good to go ahead and optimize it for mobile. And once you've done that, make sure you publish your chatbot. And this is the link that you can just share on your social media or anywhere for anyone you want to access the chatbot. Now, you can also go to the configure section, and if you want to embed the chatbot in your web page, you just come here down to the embed on a web page section, and you can see you have options to change the color of the chatbot, this little pop-up icon that shows, and you can also change the color of the chat icon and everything. It's really up to you. And this is the opening text of the chatbot that you can customize. And this is the code. So you can also have it like on the bottom right or the bottom left of the page. It's really up to you. And this is the code that you then go ahead and paste it on your website's code so that it finally chokes up on the website. So you also have the option to have it pop up, and you can also play around with these settings in a similar way. And in addition to that, there's obviously the general and SEO settings, how the URL of the chatbot would show up. You can change the URL here. You can just type anything you want, and it's really up to you how you can change the chatbot name. And in addition to that, if you want search engines to track your chatbot, which would be really helpful, so you just add the name here, a meta description for your chatbot here. This is how the chatbot would show up if you were sharing it on social media. So you can change that as well. You can edit these or add a particular featured image that you want to show from here. So it's really up to you. Also, when every time someone enters their email in the lead generation section of your chatbot, what you can also do is trigger an email notification from your email ID or your company's email ID, and you can have a particular subject saying, depends on the outcome of the chatbot. You can have a particular subject, and you can have a follow-up email with that particular client addressing his needs from here. So every time someone enters their email and they're directed to a particular outcome, you will have you can send them a customized follow-up email. And by customized, I mean because you can add variables. So every question that they answered, all of this data is recorded, and you can have all of this data. You can construct all of these variables into a legible sentence here, and then you can use that as a follow-up email. So, for instance, you can have, depending on the outcome that the particular user got, you can have the outcome description. So, this would display that particular outcome description to the user. So this can be highly customized depending on what kind of outcome a person got. So you can be like, hi, full name, this is your outcome. You can just type that here, this is your outcome, and then this outcome just comes in. And based on that, you can offer them particular plans or something. What you can also do is send a notification to yourself or to people from your team. So you can just add the email address of people from your team here. And so what happens is every time someone enters their email in the lead generation box, what it'll do is it will trigger an email and it'll send it to people on your team. So then once people on your team will get this email saying, this is the name of the person, this is the email of the person, this is how he answered a particular question, and this is the outcome that he got, and then you can have people from your team follow up with this person uh, after analyzing all this data. So it's really easy to set up both these email notification, and it's really helpful because you can really follow up with all these people who have been coming to your website and engaging with the chatbot. And finally, integrations. This section allows you to export all the data from your chatbot to all of these great marketing softwares. So you can just like click on configure here. For instance, if I wanted to send data to MailerLite, I just click on configure, and then I go and proceed with list. And depending on what kind of MailerLite list you have, you can, sync your chatbot to that particular list. And as you can see, all of this information can be synced. So for instance, mostly what we do is we sync the email, we send it to our MailerLite account, and we send the first name. So you can totally do that, and then you test connection, and it's going to establish the connection. So that's that. And once you've uh, finished the configuration and you've finished the build and you've published the chatbot, you'll finally end up, once you place it on your pricing page, you'll obviously end up with a lot of data. So a lot of people will go there, they'll engage with the chatbot. So how do you analyze all this data? So I'm going to show you give you a brief tour of Outgrow Analytics so that you can actually check how you're going to see the data. So for instance, this is one of the experiences that we've made. And as you can see, the analytics section gives you an overview of the traffic over a set period of time. And it shows you the total number of people who visited the chatbot or used the chatbot, the total number of people who started the chatbot, and visitors not always, uh, are the same as the people who start. So visitors might just like see the chatbot but not click on anything, but starts are the people who actually clicked on something. Conversions usually we measure by people who actually entered their email, but you can have a different criteria for what you're using the chatbot. So that's not necessarily a valid reflection of conversions. And this shows you a percentage of the number of visitors versus the number of people who left their email. And engagements is the number of times, it was shared on social media or people clicked to your website through your logo, which you can hyperlink. So, if your chatbot has a logo of your company, if the user clicks on the logo, it redirects it to the company homepage, so stuff like that. In addition to that, you can also see the top geographies from which people access your chatbots. And then based on this data, you can then go back to the build. So say a lot of Canadians were accessing your chatbot. So based on this data, you can go back into the build and make specific alterations in the chatbot that is more Canada friendly. So, it really depends on what kind of business you have, but you can customize it more towards the needs of clients who are engaging more. Or if you wanted to target a particular country that's not using the chatbot a lot, then you can go and customize it for that country. So it's really up to you. It just allows you to see all the location-wise data, which can be really helpful in many ways. So that. And in the devices section, you can see where this chatbot was accessed from. So for instance, if a lot of mobile users are using your chatbot, then you can go back into the build and then you can go back into the mobile view and make sure that everything about the chatbot is very mobile optimized. So you can do that. So it depends on what device people are using. And again, traffic sources, if people have linked to your experience or chatbot in if they put it on a Facebook group, if they put it somewhere else, it'll show you where most of the traffic is coming from. And based on that, you can again optimize your chatbot related to that, or you can make further marketing strategies because you would know where most of your traffic is coming from. And finally, if you can also see which browser people are using to access your chatbot, and then you can go ahead and optimize the chatbot for that browser. So it's really up to you how and what you do with this data. So you can go ahead and play with this and see what you want to do. And again, in this top right section, you can actually segment all this data by particular dates. So if I go to user details, you would see the number of people who visited, and you can also see the number of people who left their emails. So that's the difference between leads and visits. And in both these cases, you can segment all this data by a particular date. So if you want to see the data from 17th to the 30th, then you just click and apply and it'll show you the data in those particular on those particular dates. And what you can also do is export all this data. So if you click on this export button, it'll just send you an email with all of this data, including full name, email, location, engagements, how many questions answered, the outcome the person got. And in this action section, you see the detail of each answer and everything. So all of this would be exported in an Excel machine readable format to your email, and then you can have further uses of that data depending on what use you want to put it to. I think that covers all of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to our channel if for more marketing related updates. Thank you.